man. Torture Talk. What's good? Yo. I'm back at it, man. What's good with y'all? Hope everybody's great. Hope everybody's good. Thank y'all for being here with me. You know what time it is. It's Torture Talk, the best podcast slash, what would I call myself? I'm just the king, baby. Just the king, baby. You know what I'm saying? All right, so how y'all doing out there? I hope everybody's good. So today's episode, Kendrick Lamar has landed a lead role in a movie. Now, I believe this is from the creators of South Park. This is the one he was working on. Now, I did not know that it was a live action movie, not action, but a live action movie. I thought it was actually a cartoon based movie. But yeah. So we're gonna get into that. Before I get into that, you know I gotta get my spiel. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work on your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me a hidden gem. I went from 1300 subscribers to over 13, 14, 15, and 16,000 subscribers. And let me know what kingdom you from. I am the king of the north. Also, too, there will be a battle on this page, March 23rd. Funeral Guard versus J Dev. Look up J Dev. He's pretty good. All right, so let's get it, man. Let's go. Time to get. You remember that show? Remember that? Time to make the donuts. Remember that old lady? It was an old lady. I think she passed away years ago. She was like 90-something years old doing commercials. All right, man. Let's go. All right, you already know what time it is. Jalopy, let's go.
About to get very surgical, so stay with me. And before I get to the main, this video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me. And before I get to the main topic, I want to give y'all a message, bro. Kendrick Lamar is maximizing the talents that God has given him. And I think that's a great example for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you black. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody in general, but especially if you black and you come from low-income areas, the projects, because we're so limited and put in a box by society and our own people. You see what I'm saying? That a lot of black people weren't allowed to be nerds. A lot of black people weren't allowed to be creatives. A lot of black people weren't allowed to play with their inner child and be imaginative. You see?
Okay, so I agree with that. I definitely think that black people have been oppressed throughout the years, but I definitely believe that there's more black people being held back nowadays. Not even held back, but more in the lines of being interfered with by their own people. And I'll explain that. And a lot of y'all probably take a position on one side. You should never take a position on any side because people are out for themselves. Trust and believe that. And they will create a narrative just so they can be right about something. But I'll explain that a little more in detail. Let's keep it going.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had to keep up these images of what it is to be black in the projects. And I think that when I see a Doechii, a Tyler, the Creator, a Kendrick Lamar doing these things in a way they want to do it, I'm seeing the full-blown expression of blackness. And that's why I'm proud of Kendrick Lamar for what I'm about to talk about in this video. I'm proud of Tyler, the Creator. I'm proud of Doechii. I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud of the black carpenters. I'm proud of the black painters, the black fucking... You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I'm proud of everybody, okay? But that's the message I wanted to give y'all. I'm proud of you too, black or not, but especially if you black, okay? Kendrick Lamar is starring in a movie. And let's just get straight to it. Let's just get right to the details. Stay with me as I read this article, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I kind of feel like Kendrick Lamar, he maximizes potential on everything he does. And I can almost tell y'all right now, when I seen him on, I believe it was Power, he did really. I told y'all before, 50 Cent should have made a whole series about that guy. He should have did a whole series about that character. A whole series. It would have been amazing. I'm telling you. Because the way Kendrick came on, he was a fiend, but he was also very intelligent. And believe it or not, a lot of people, just because they're on drugs doesn't mean that they're not intelligent. Like, let's get that straight. I never used drugs in my life. You know what I'm saying? I never even had a drink before. That's full disclosure. I know a lot of y'all probably don't know that about me. But I never had a drink. And I never, ever, ever took any drugs. Weed, nothing. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So just had to put that out there. People be saying, what about you? That's something that you know right there. I'm clean all the way through and through. But I kind of figured that Kendrick Lamar was going to eventually go down this road. And he kind of said this, I believe in one of his interviews, he said something like that.
Kendrick Lamar is having the best year ever and it's only 3 months in. 5 Grammy wins in one night, a Super Bowl halftime performance, a #1 album, and 3 weeks with 2 songs at #1, beating a Michael Jackson record and nearly matching another. The West Coast rapper will undoubtedly lock in more achievements before summer hits, but there's one on the horizon that is unprecedented even for him, a new comedy movie. Man, I want to get to my point right now, but let's read some more. This summer, K-Dot will see his creative talents play out on the big screen in a live-action comedy that he, PG Lang, co-founder Dave Free, and South Park co-creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone are teaming up on. Yes, the guys that brought us Cartman and the Kanye Likes Fish Sticks episode are putting a movie together with arguably the biggest rapper on the planet right now. Kendrick Lamar and Free are producing the project via their company PG Lang, while Parker and Stone will produce through their media and entertainment enterprise Park County. This began in...
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I have so much to say about this. There's another episode that I'm working on now, and that will be probably coming out tomorrow, where David Banner says some things, and I kind of want to really speak on that because I think it's important that I say what I got to say about that. But this is right here is pretty big. This is big. I like this. Let's keep going.
2022. This was released earlier as well. You know what I'm saying? We got Chloe East, Kendrick Lamar, Celeste Octavia, and it's a Paramount film. And I think it's called Whitney Springs. On top of that, it's looking like we get an appearance from RDC. That's fire. RDC is gonna be in this. That's fire. Great opportunity for somebody who put in the grind and is also expanding his avenues. Is also expanding his creative expression, which should be applauded, especially if you're black. Now, the plot of the movie got some people a little upset, you know what I'm saying? Or confused or thinking they might not like it. And let's talk about it. So the overview of the movie is a black man interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum finds out that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. Now, a lot of people are excited, but there are some people who are not, which is like the natural flow of life. You know what I'm saying? It's not that serious. But I've noticed...
I honestly think that Kendrick Lamar doing something like this is absolutely amazing. And I'll explain why in a second. I think what he's doing is absolutely amazing because even though I know a lot of people getting tired of slave movies, but I don't think that this is a slave movie. I don't think this is a slave movie. From what it says, it's not a slave movie. So, you know what I'm saying? But this should be very interesting. I'm actually loving it. And I think that this is a conversation that has never been had by modern people, black people speaking to white people who ancestors used to own slaves. I think that we should have this conversation because even though, because here's the thing. Matter of fact, I'll explain it a little bit. Let's let him keep talking and I'll explain it.
You know, most people are taking advantage to try to get at Kendrick, and they're mostly Dre fans. But then there are some Kendrick fans who are saying that they don't like this plot, though. And I want to actually get into that a little bit. Now, the whole slave movie, you know what I'm saying, plot thing, it is played out. I'm going to keep it real. But this is one thing I understand. When I'm looking at somebody creating something, I got to look at their resume. I have to, in order to think about how I'm going to perceive this movie or perceive what they're creating, right? And from the history of Dave Free, Kendrick Lamar, and PG Lang in general, the art that they've delivered to us has always been groundbreaking. It's always been different, authentic, even revolutionary. I mean, I don't think, like, bro, they just put on an immaculate performance at the Super Bowl.
And I'll add to that. The people who created South Park are they tackle social and social norms, all the social norms and social things all the time. They talk about things that they keep their finger on the pulse of what people are talking about. Now, some conservatives love it, some conservatives hate it, some liberals love it, some liberals hate it. But they keep their finger on the pulse of what's going on right now. And I think what Kendrick Lamar is doing is opening the conversation that we definitely need to have. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to explain this. Oh man, this is gonna be great.
In front of a predominantly conservative crowd, I would assume, right? These are assumptions. Because, you know, the typical fan of football is usually conservative. And if you look at the reaction, people didn't like all that blackness up there. You see what I'm saying?
I disagree with that. I don't think you can gauge the typical fan of football is not typical as conservative. I mean, if you want to say people from down south like football a lot, yeah, but the Super Bowl is pretty big, and I believe that 90% of America likes football. You know what I'm saying? It has really nothing to do with conservatism, but I understand the point that he's connecting to Kendrick because Kendrick performed at the Super Bowl. But I'm gonna explain the conservative side in a second too. I know I'll keep saying I'm gonna explain, but trust me, I'm gonna get to everything.
And not only did they do that in the face of adversity, they exceeded expectations because now it's looking like the most impactful Super Bowl performance of all time. So for everybody doubting this movie, before it even gets a trailer, I think you should lean on that. Lean on the history of the creatives who were involved. That's how I decide if I believe something is going to be worth my time to go watch. And based on the history, anything Kendrick Lamar, Dave Free, or PG Lang is a part of is impactful. It's revolutionary. It's authentic. And it expresses things that people are uncomfortable seeing being expressed. You see what I'm saying? And I'm all about that. I'm all about that. Now, does that mean I'm going to like the movie? I don't know. I'm going to go check it out. However, the reason I'm going to go check it out is because of the history of the creatives involved. You see what I'm saying? All this other stuff.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that would be the main reason why. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. A lot of people are so reactionary. A lot of y'all are so reactionary nowadays. It's like y'all jump the gun right away on everything. And then y'all wrong and y'all don't want to say, you know what, I was wrong. Everybody jumps the gun on everything. It's so disgusting to see. Y'all so reactionary. Everything. Oh my God, this is her. Oh my God. Oh my. Yo, I told no. Like, stop being so reactionary. Wait, just let things play out. What's going to happen? You're going to have to let it play out regardless instead of just making an assumption. But this movie, to me, I ain't going to sit here and say it's going to be classic because I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be classic, but I do know that the people that are involved, they have people thinking. They're thought-provoking and really good at what they do. So if they made a movie about something like this, there's going to be some history. There's going to be a lot of things that needs to be said that a lot of people are going to probably not like or probably like. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Is hearsay and just talking, which is okay. You want to get your points out, your talking points out, whatever, that's cool. But based on the history of what Kendrick Lamar, Dave Free, and PG Lang have provided us, I'm going to lean with the fact that this is going to be a goodie, okay? And I think most people should do that too. There are going to be a lot of people who talk down on Kendrick Lamar because he's in this movie and all the different optics involved with it, especially coming off of this rap beef. But guess what? That's what art is supposed to do, man. If everybody likes your stuff, there's something about your art that's like, everybody can't like your stuff, bro. That's not a good sign. That's just how I feel. If everybody like what you're doing, you're not doing it right. You see what I'm saying?
Let me think about that for a second. If everybody likes your stuff, then you're not doing it right. Let me see if I could try to understand where you're coming from with that. Okay. I understand what he's saying. So let's just say, for example, if you have a popular song and everybody likes it, then when you do something that is out of the norm of what you do and everybody don't like it, I believe that that's what he's saying. But the only thing I would say is on that point is you can't really control what people like and what people don't like. That's why when I used to do music, I just did what I wanted to do. Because I wanted people to like me for who I was, not for what I can actually give them. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with this channel. I want people to come here because they like what I talk about and they like me for who I am. Not because I make clickbait or I pander to one side or whatever. Like, I want people to come in because they want to listen to what I got to say. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So I understand where he's coming from. I kind of get it.
You're supposed to have the people who like it, the people who hate it, the people who are obsessed with it, the people who want to critique it, the people who make think pieces. It's supposed to get your brain working, okay? There's some things out there that I don't like, and I don't like it so much, I don't even listen to it. I don't even give a chance to listen to it. You see what I'm saying? I might say, I feel like it's whack, and I'm not even gonna try it out. But with Kendrick Lamar, even with all the think pieces, even with all the shit that people got to say, everybody's going to go watch this movie and it's going to create discussion. That's how he's dominating the game. Kendrick Lamar creates discussion. That's what you're supposed to do as an artist. Your art is supposed to create genuine discussion where people are using their brains, creating think pieces, thinking, putting two and two together, coming to their own conclusions. Everybody's from different places of the world. It's supposed to be different opinions. Who cares? Let's go enjoy it, or not enjoy it because you might not enjoy it, but let's go check it out, see what it's like, and if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. It's okay. And I'm not one of them Kendrick Lamar fans who's just gonna like everything he do. But I'm also not one of them Kendrick Lamar fans who feel like I gotta show people that I'm not biased. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I love Kendrick Lamar. I love his art. He's my favorite rapper alive. You see what I'm saying? And I'm always gonna check out his art. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do, I do. And I don't gotta prove nothing to nobody to say, oh, I'm not biased. I don't give a fuck. If you think I'm biased and you don't like that, this is not the page or the content for you. Sorry. I'm proud of these black boys. That's
I think a lot of people should have that same sentiment, you know? Can't please everybody. Can't please everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do what you feel is best. And that's it. You can't always be out here, you know, basically just trying to bow down to everybody. So I'll get what he's saying. Let's keep it going.
The number one thing. Forget all that other stuff, it's play, whatever. First and foremost, I'm proud of these black boys who came up together, stuck together, and through all the adversity of the projects, of the circumstances, of people trying to break them up, of the industry, all that. They stayed together and they continue to deliver great vision. And you know it's great vision because it's inspiring culture all across the world. That's what's important. Whether you like it or not is cool. That's up to you. But we can't deny the impact that these black boys that are putting together, bro. It's simple as that. And I'm proud of them. I'm proud of anybody involved, RDC. I'm proud of all the artists in the world that are expressing themselves and allowing people to see. Even with a guy like Tyler, the Creator, LGBT community, put out one of the best rap albums last year. That's important for our community. Because it's representation for a piece of our community that is a part of our community. But yeah, man, Kendrick Lamar is dominating. I'm super excited, man. And let's get it. If you love storytelling and hip hop, I promise you gonna love.
All right, make sure y'all go follow him and listen to his music. He actually pretty good. His music is actually really good. So I just want to say something too after this. Yeah, man. If anybody has his email or whatever, I want to interview this guy. I'm gonna tag him in this. Hopefully he sees this video. And I want to do an interview with him. And I want to talk to him about a couple of things. Yeah, I want to interview him. There's a couple people I want to interview on this page. So hopefully that interview will be coming up. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of people I want to interview. Anyway, so how do I feel about this whole thing? I think that this is a great move for Kendrick Lamar to keep in the vein of where he's been at his whole career. I also think that this gives us a chance to see how people take to because the thing I notice about conservatives, right, is they have I would say they don't have a necessarily have an issue, I would say, with black people bringing up slavery, but they kind of want black people to forget about slavery. They want us to not talk about it. They want us to be, because I think that the conservative movement, and some of them in their head, a good portion of them are like this: let's just be Americans. But see, the thing is, for some, just being an American is okay for you if you're white. But see, if you're black, there's a lot of stipulations that come with that, and not necessarily has to be through laws. It's basically through stereotypes and things that people perceive of black people that are not actually that. Now, some of us are guilty of some of these stereotypes. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about that. It's the truth. But a good portion of us are very aware of what's going on, and we kind of move past that. But a good portion of people still want you to change, but they still treat you as if you didn't, or as if they didn't change, if that makes sense. It's kind of like they want you to stop criticizing America, but they doing things that make you criticize America. Get what I'm saying? So I think that that's the biggest thing that we're facing as black people in this country, is we're still looked at as less of, even though we are the dominant force in this country. And not to say that we are in control, but I'm saying our influence dominates everything. Even at the top, we're influenced. The way we dress, the way we wear, the way we carry ourselves, because for some reason, and I believe this, black culture is strong, and people look at it, some of the people look at it like, well, all the stuff that's been thrown at them and they still standing. That's why a lot of our influences are so strong on everybody, because we're looked at as the model of being put down but still having our strength. And it's like, how do you do that? And anybody could relate to that, from being abused all the way down to any type of relationship you've been in. People could relate to that because they feel as though that, you know, we have been oppressed, or we have been, I ain't gonna say oppressed right now, because I don't believe that we're oppressed right now. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. But I do believe that there's obstacles in our way. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of gotta figure out a way around those obstacles, where there's some people who literally don't have those obstacles. They could just walk right through. You know what I'm saying? We have to maneuver through. And I think that a lot of us do focus on the conservative party as if they're really the enemy. here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there's some of them are. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. But I also believe that on the liberal side, there are our enemies as well. And I always listen to what Malcolm X said. Malcolm X said what he said. The conservative, you know that's your enemy, but the liberal is the wolf in sheep clothing. They're the ones that'll stab you in the back and convince you that they're helping you by pulling it out 6 inches. So that's where I'm landing at. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, to bring this to a close, you have to be mentally free and don't follow whatever norms, what it is. I don't care what side you on, what side you go for. At least have the awareness that you can be played from both sides. Be free. Be independent thinkers. That's all I'm saying. Everybody has their agenda. But if you're an independent thinker, it's most likely they're not going to be able to affect you. You know what I'm saying? And everything ain't always what it seems. Believe half of what you see, half of what you hear, and nothing you see. That's how it goes. And me seeing that Kendrick Lamar is opening up the dialogue for Black people to tell white people our grievances about slavery without it being angry and upset. Because a lot of times telling somebody doing something through joking form, they tend to listen more and they absorb it better than if you was to tell them being angry. So maybe, just maybe, this might be something great that we can all recognize and we can come together as one people and think that, okay, this happened this time and this happened now. Because truth be told, and I'm speaking to the white people right now, Black people just want respect. We just want respect and maybe reparations, but we just want respect. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe Black people want white people to understand. We just want respect. You don't have to be my friend. You don't have to agree with me on everything. You don't have to be a yes person. Just respect me as a man, and I respect you as a man or a woman. That's it. We just want respect. Wherever we go somewhere, we want the same respect you give your peers. Don't look at me no type of way. Don't talk to me no type of way. If I show up as a man, you respect me as a man. That's it. And that's all we're looking for. But shout out to Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free and the whole South Park team. I think this is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to go support it. You already know. Kendrick Lamar is doing it. Nine times out of 10, this is going to be pretty big. And I think a lot of people are going to go see this movie. Oh, I also want to speak on this too real quick before I get out of here. I totally forgot about this. Everybody that's sitting here saying that, especially the people that are especially us as Black people, right? Yes, this is what makes me mad about Black people. And I want y'all to understand this. What really makes me mad about Black people is y'all always saying that we do too many hood movies. We do too many movies about this. We do too many movies about that. Now somebody comes along, not to say Kendrick Lamar is a big movie star, but now somebody comes along and they're doing something that is more thought-provoking and not just some regular drug lord, kingpin ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Now there's something different. Now all of a sudden y'all think that y'all don't like the plot. It's like y'all been conditioned to like certain things and then complain about the same things that y'all been conditioned to like. And then when somebody does something different, y'all complain about that. You got to stop complaining so much. Let artists be artists. That's what they're here for. They're artists. You didn't even see it yet. For you to even critique it is crazy. You haven't even seen it yet. How can you say, well, I don't like this? I don't like the plot. Why? Because it's a Black man who has a white girlfriend. Newsflash, that's going on and it's never going to stop. That's never gonna stop. I don't know if some of y'all think that how would I say this? That we're gonna separate. No. The world is much more integrated than it was 10 years, 20, 40, 30, 60 years ago. And it's going to get to the point where everybody's going to be integrated eventually. You're not going to have a segregation anymore. That's not going to happen. There's too many people with too many mixed families, and a lot of y'all got to understand too. A lot of y'all, the politicians that always screaming about certain things, they're married to a different race. So they make you upset. They keep you where you at, but they be married to a different race and then talking about white supremacy, and they're married to a white man. How you telling me about white supremacy and you're married to a white man? But us as black people, we get in our feelings and we fall for all that. Again, you have your rights to feel the way you feel. I get it. But don't let these people tell you one thing and they're doing something different. Just like when we was in the C-19 whole era, and you had governors and mayors talking about you got to wear a mask, and they get caught without the mask. And they were having parties without the mask, talking about you're going to get arrested if you are at a party with a mask, without a mask. But everybody else, they could be there with their whole families and having a good time with no mask. That's all I'm saying. YouTube just for educational purposes only. All right, so thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate it. I know it was a long episode. I know I was talking the mouth off. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but hey, man, I love y'all. You know what I mean? I'm out of here. See y'all. Peace. Bye.